Hey guys, what's up? It's Brian here. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be showing you guys on how to drive a manual transmission. I'm not going to be going too much into depth with it. I'm just going to be showing you guys really the basics on how to really get it going. And I know driving a manual transmission, nobody really does it anymore. And I actually have a statistic here stating that 18% of people, of US drivers, know how to operate a stick shift. So yeah. In my opinion, driving a manual is probably one of the best things that I probably have ever done. I love driving a manual transmission, and you really get to know your car. I haven't really been driving a manual for that long. My first car was a Scion TC, and it was an automatic transmission, and I really didn't like it at all. And I even had like a rice can on it and everything, and it didn't sound the best. Especially because it was like an automatic. So I decided to go with the manual, and my first ever manual car was a G35, and that was probably one of my favorite cars. And after I ended up going with the WRX, and now that I've actually started driving a manual, I'll honestly really never go back to an automatic. It's probably one of the best feelings. And just a disclaimer, when you do first try it, it's probably not, you're not going to get it in your first try. It's going to take you a bunch of tries. So I remember when I first got my Infiniti and I was trying to learn how to drive stick, it probably took me about a solid 2 weeks of me just absolutely just destroying my clutch. So don't get discouraged, just keep trying and you'll get the hang of it. Before we actually get started into it, for those of you that really absolutely know nothing about driving a manual, so this is obviously your transmission. This is what it's going to be shifting your car to actually make it go. So this is first gear. This is the gear that you're always going to want to start in. Second gear, straight down to the bottom left. Third gear, fourth, fifth, all the way to the right up. Sixth, all the way bottom right if your car has a sixth gear. And if depending on what transmission you are, reverses are all different in all cars. This one is just push this tab up and bring to the back. So the very first step is you're actually going to want to go ahead and start up the car. And starting up the car in a manual is going to be pretty different from an automatic. So obviously you're going to have your key to start the ignition. Pedal all the way to the left, that's your clutch. Middle one is the brake, all the way to the right is your gas. So these two pedals, just like it's an automatic, only difference is now we have a clutch. So what you want to do, put your foot all the way down on the clutch. Then you want to go ahead and make sure that your car is in neutral. You know when you're in neutral, when you can go ahead and move it from side to side. Then you go ahead and turn your key as usual with your clutch still all the way engaged. And then just make sure your car is in neutral, and then you can go ahead and release the clutch. So now you're one step closer to actually get the car moving. So what you're gonna wanna do is go ahead and put down your e-brake, and your e-brake acts as a parking brake for you because in a manual transmission, you don't actually have the parking gear. So now moving on to one of the hardest parts to get used to on driving a manual transmission is you're gonna go ahead and put your clutch in, and then you can go ahead and put your car into first gear, which is all the way to the left and to the top. And now you're just gonna wanna be, this part you wanna be extremely careful with. So you go ahead and release the clutch. And then when you feel your car starting to move forward or starting to shake a bit, that's where your car bites. So when you feel where your car is biting, that's when you're gonna start applying a little bit of gas. And when you do apply the gas, you're gonna wanna apply around 1500. You don't wanna do really too much than that or a little less. I mean, at first you can go a little bit more than that, just to kind of get used to it. So we're here, clutch is biting, giving gas, and we're moving. I'm going to demonstrate that one more time, but actually showing you my foot movements. So go ahead and put the clutch in. First gear like I showed you. Release the clutch, a little bit of gas while you're still releasing the clutch. And when you start moving, you're gonna let go of the clutch. And that part right there is probably gonna be one of the hardest parts and the biggest struggle you're gonna go through with driving stick. That part right there took me a solid 2 weeks, like I said previously, and it's gonna be very frustrating. So when you get that part down, you're obviously gonna wanna go ahead and obviously shift up a gear. You're not gonna wanna be in first gear the whole time, or you're gonna completely destroy your car. So to upshift the car, all you have to do is when the car is actually rolling, and you're gonna wanna look up your RPMs at first until you're actually used to it and know how your car actually works. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and just give it gas until it reaches around 2500 RPMs, and then you can go ahead and put your clutch in, upshift it into second gear, and you can shift accordingly as that with your RPMs. And I'll show you a demonstration right now. What you wanna go ahead and do, obviously you're gonna wanna get the car rolling. So first gear, a little bit of gas, let go of the clutch. So you're rolling in first gear, reaches around 2500 RPMs, shift into second, and you're going 25 again, downshift up again. And we're in third gear right now. And so now to downshift, we'll get that into another video, but for now to downshift, you can just put your clutch in and put it right into neutral, so you can go ahead and just apply the brakes now that you're in neutral, you won't stall. And once you have those steps down, you now know the basics of driving a manual transmission, and you are now a part of that 18% of the United States that knows how to drive a manual. So that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. If you did enjoy this video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. So that's gonna do it, guys. See ya.